Welcome to another episode of Ball at All Costs, the podcast that gives you more guests than celebrity creators. I think we're doing it big. We're doing it big. It's another episode. I tried to come up with an intro as good as Deji's hey, but it didn't quite work. But we keep it moving. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Good.
Yeah, all good, friend.
Yeah, all good.
Good. So we have a special guest today, Danny O'Reilly, and I'm excited for this one. We always have a guest. I always am excited, and for good reason. We have an Instagram famous father and son duo. Well, we just have the father today. Going to tell us about their journey in Ireland. So we've got a new sound, a new voice on the pod. But before we do that, Danny, bear with us. I'm going to check in with my brethren and see how we've been doing this week. Okay. And then we're going to check in with you. And then I'm going to do some public service announcements, and then we're going to kick off. The admin has to be done. So, OC, I'm going to start with you as you're off mute, and you're sporting a mustache today. Is this Movember we're doing?
It is Movember, indeed, yeah. So, because I'm just sort of reaching a bit of a mature age now, I can actually grow a mustache.
Can you grow a goatee?
Yeah, well, yeah, I won't disclose that. But yeah, Movember it's important. I think as men, we need to talk and we need to support one another, and it's about trying to raise awareness and fund for men's health. So specifically about prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, and suicide prevention. So as much awareness and as many conversations we can have just to bring awareness to this space, I think it's definitely a worthwhile cause. So I will be sporting this moustache across the whole of the month. Let's see how things progress through the weeks.
Are you going to twirl it up at the end? How are we going with it? Well, what's the plan?
Normally my moustache is quite thin, so I was like, do it a little bit thicker, don't shave anything off. So yeah, let's see how far we can go. I might look like Captain Hook by the end of November.
All good. Just keep it going to World Book Day or something. Deji, how you doing? Great result. We talk Echo League news. I said we do the Echo League news. So tell us how you doing.
Yeah, I don't give a damn what anyone says. Excuse my French. I think the Echo League is the best league in world football, personally.
World football.
And it was a decent weekend. Two top teams playing and going at each other. And but you know, the team came out on top. And after playing your illustrious team the week before, it was nice to get back to winning ways. And I have to say, OC, we are really chasing down the nets of Andrew's team. They are really flying high, and
my God,
it's just a pleasure that we are just a step behind, and we're gonna make things difficult for them and Brentwood this season. That's all I can say.
Them and Brentwood are the ones that are flying high. Let's have it right, and we are just trying to navigate our way to form and chase the champions and the champions elect. That's all I'm going to say on that now. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. Danny, how are you doing? How was your weekend? I see you're sporting a top that I'm not so sure about, but how are you doing?
Good. Nursing a little injury, but sure, look, we won't complain. Joys of playing soccer at the weekend, I suppose, and still being able to play, so happy about that, anyway.
That's good. We're going to come on to your journey in a moment, but first of all, I want to say, guys, if you're listening to this podcast, please hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification, and please leave a comment, right? There's a lot of you that have been doing it, and we appreciate you. We really do. The numbers are going up, and we can see it. And also, we know that you're true to this, but please introduce somebody who's new to this. I'm bumping into people now. They're recognizing me. It was a bit scary, a bit daunting. In the street, they know my name and stopping me as I'm getting my milk and bread. No, it's not that deep, but they are seeing me in football circles and recognizing me. And also I'm telling people about the pod, and they're like, I already know about it. My wife just sent me a message about it. So that's great. Please continue to do that. And I want to shout out some of you who have contacted us and just get involved in any way you do, whether it be by the comments or by the Instagram. I'm going to shout a young man called Sayo, formerly of Ryan, signed for Orient. Him and his dad listened to the pod on their long journeys, and it's really great for father and sons, and we've got a father and son duo to discuss today, or even father and daughter, or mum and son, mum and either combination. To if you've got a long journey, just put us on. Just put us on. And I think your child will get as much out of it as you do. We don't swear in this pod, so it's child friendly. So that's worth noting. And I want to shout out my son who's been working really hard. I know he listens to the pod as well. He likes it. So shout out to you. He's been working hard. And let's hope opportunities come his way. So keep working, son. And last but not least, he's not expecting this. I'm going to shout out OC. He's been putting in that work. As well as growing a mustache, he has been putting in that work. And I just want to say, salute you, OC. It's been recognized and it hasn't gone unnoticed at all. So, that being said, over to you, OC, to introduce Danny O'Reilly properly and your relationship, and let's kick it off.
He's put me in the hot seat. So, do you know what I love about football? Obviously, like the game, wish I could play, but my knees won't allow me that privilege like Danny's. But what I love about the game is just the relationships and the connections that you build. Like my son's got loads of friends through football, as I'm sure your children do as well. And also the connections that we've built. So through the game, I've built connections with you guys, Desi and Andrew, and Danny as well. So when we going back to maybe the under-7 or the under-8 season, we played in the what competition was it? The one tournament. That's correct. Yeah. So big tournament over in England, and a lot of top teams around. And my boys were there. And listen, we got knocked out in the semi-final. It's still a bit bitter for me. To be honest. Feel like there were some dodgy referee decisions, but. Yeah, bumped into Danny on the day. His son that we're going to speak about, Mason, was playing. And yeah, just like an instant connection, instant relationship there. So we've only met once in person, but we've stayed in touch ever since. And he's kept an eye on my boy's journey. I've kept an eye on his boy's journey. And I just thought it would be good to get Danny on. Obviously, we're very much England-based, very much even East London-based. And let's go international, right? So I thought, let me reach out to my connections and see if we can get Danny on just to share a bit about life in Ireland, his son's journey, and very talented son, I may add, and just see where the conversation takes us. So here we intro Danny into the scene.
Even guys.
So Dan, like I say, pleasure meeting you and your son. Just want to understand where the journey started, I suppose. Obviously, maybe not everyone's aware, and we'll link the Insta in, but it's a big account on Insta, and I've got a lot of joy from it. But I suppose let's start with your journey, and then we can hear about Mace's.
Look, there's one of them hard luck stories, you know yourself. You get so far, and then you don't make it. But look, that's for another day. But yeah, sure. Since my mate was about 10 months old, yeah, no, he was 9 months. He was walking, so like just put a football in front of him, and I just knew straight away, just the way he was walking, like the way he kicked the ball straight away, that I knew he had something something like you just don't see at that age. So like just continued to put the ball in front of him till he was about 3, and then sure, that thing that we don't talk about came around then, and everyone had a little bit more time, and we just started just putting stuff up in the garden, and everything I was showing him was just, he was able to do it straight away, like, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, how was he able to do this? Like some of the stuff I can't even do, and start posting stuff on my own page, you know, proud dad thing, and I was only learning how to use the Instagram thing at this stage, and I started putting in a few hashtags, and then all these strange accounts were following my page. I was like, what's going on? Couldn't figure out what was going on. Then I realised that by putting hashtags on the videos that they go through to other people who post the same similar content. So then I just set up his own page then, and I think after about I think it was maybe 6 months. In around 6 months, we got up to about a couple of thousand followers, and then we got a text off 433 wanting to use the videos that we done in the garden where we put up the flower pots as men and used them as men and done tiki-taka around them. And I think it got like 30 million views, and you had like Neymar and Cavani and all commenting on it, and just went mental after that. It was just like everyone wanted videos. You ended up on Fox News. You ended up, it was just worldwide. Like, it was just crazy. Like, so that's pretty much the story of how we got Instagram famous. Anyway. Sorry,
I'm going to jump in there. Did you say 30 million views and Fox News and just brush past it like it was nothing?
Well, yeah. Look, I didn't know. Not like you don't take it into context, like, because you don't really understand. It's just like everything is just coming at you, and just like I think it was 4-4-3, and then it was like, oh my goal, and then it was Sports Bible. One Sports Bible was class. It was 3-minute long thing, and like I remember I was watching it, and you see all the comments on it, and you're like, it's like mostly good, but then you have people who are hating, like, and I was replying to all the comments. I was like, go mad, go mental, like, and that used to affect me for a while. Like, I was like, kind of getting engaged in like people being trolls and all, but now, like, I just don't really care. I wouldn't even give them the time of day. But yeah, we're on all them things. Probably still hasn't really sunk in. Like, you don't get anything for it. I said it to like. I said to him, I can't think of her name there.
No, I'll go OC.
Yeah, I said to him, like that really means nothing to me. Like, might to other people, like having all the followers means nothing. I look on the journeys. Like, I'm through Instagram, you can see all, like, I can see his son's journey, other people's journey, and like then I see all them kids in the academies. That means more to me now than being on Fox News or anything like that. Like, to have your kid personally in the academies, like, which we don't have the access to that over here. So that's why we ended up in England, to try to get some tournament time against kids his own age, because since he's been 5 we joined the under-9 team, and like I've been coaching him, and he's played under-9, under-10 since he's 5. Like, so like he's always been playing up, but he never got to play against kids his own age. So that's why we went to England, and we ended up playing in that tournament. But like when I went over there, I thought like he was going to be a walk in the park. Now, he scored. He was top goal scorer in on the day. But like the talent of the kids in England, geez, really opened up my eyes. Like, just showed how far behind we are in Ireland. It's just ridiculous.
Wow. So let's give this some context, Danny.
1 second.
Yeah. What part of Ireland are you guys, and what's the grassroots scene like where you are?
We're southeast Ireland, so we're from a place called Wexford. Now, in my opinion, it's ridiculous. From what I've seen in when I went to England, teams are like growing up from say 5 to 11. All teams are mixed. You're not allowed to play your best team. It's non-competitive. Okay. You know, but when I went to England and see that tournament and see the 7-year-olds and the strength of them and the power and the pace, and you know, I was just like, geez, this is just a different world, like, compared to like in over here that's frowned upon, kind of like I think personally now, but people might disagree with me, but the better players at this age get punished because they're made play with the weaker players, because they're not meant to define A and B and who's better than who. Just, do you know what I mean? I don't know if they do that in England as well, but it doesn't seem like it when.
No, they do not do that in England. But we were at a tournament. Actually, it's one of the tournaments we've had on this pod, ESF tournament, and there was a little disclaimer in the group info pack, because it tells you your teams as you join. And one of the teams was from Wales, and it said it's non-competitive in Wales, so they can't score any points. They can enter a tournament, but they can't score any points in a tournament because it's non-competitive. So it sounds something similar to what's happening in Ireland, whereby they try and take away the competitiveness, so it's just fun. And I understand some of that, I do, but I do think you should have a league that's competitive. So the real competitive ones who want to progress, right, and have the ability and the attitude to progress can have the opportunity. So you're saying the league isn't great. Your son Mason has had to play up 4 years in order to play competitive football. And I guess he did well.
Oh, yeah. He's done, like his first game he played against a team called North-End, to be one of the biggest clubs in our area, which he was 5 playing under 9s. He scored 2 goals on his debut. So ever since then, like, it was just, I think it started off at 4, it was 10 for his first season, then it went to 25, then it went to 50, and then last season it was over 200 and something. So he had 54 goals for the under 11s, had over 100 and something for the under 9s, brought home two trophies. You know, we have a tournament for an under 9, it's like at the end of a season thing, it's called like the Mini World Cup, and you enter your team in it, and we won it 2 years in a row. Mace was captain twice, he got top goal scorer of the tournament twice, goal of the tournament, and he broke my record that I had for 28 years of getting the most goals in the tournament as well. So happy days.
Brilliant. Yeah. So you didn't want to touch on your footballing career, and fair enough, but it sounds like you're a bit of a player. You obviously know talent. You saw Mason take to the football, and like, do you just want to, going back a little bit before we go forward again, tell us kind of like what kind of drills you were doing, and when you saw it, what did you think, and what did you think, knowing the league in Ireland, what were you gonna do next? It was a bit of a bundle. Deji's the bundler, but yeah, just tell us about what you saw and what you felt you could do next, the next steps.
Well, basically, we just started off with shooting, and I couldn't really understand that his technique for someone, you know, when you train kids, I don't know if you train kids, but like they kind of, like, they don't bend their foot, or, you know, it takes them a while to get the technique.
Yeah.
Like, straight away, he just had the technique. You know, he just kicked the ball. So, like, what I used to always do to him was roll. We started off like with like a weather tester ball, or whatever they call them, and just roll it to him. We put spots on the wall and we try to hit the targets. We done that for a long time. Like, eventually got the harder balls, and we used to put cones on the goals and try to hit the cones. Just actually done a video there, kind of really went viral, had a couple 100,000 views the other day of all the top corners from when he was 3 all the way up to 9, because it was his birthday the other day. He was 9 the other day, so we done a video on, done really well. And then when he got to about 4, then we just start doing like one-touch passing drills. Like, I had my dad made flower pots, wooden flower pots out of a decking, and we put them on the driveway. So I'd pass him the ball and he had to hit it off like a rebounder, and then he'd come back to him, then I'd have another one here. So I set him in 4 little dimensions where he was doing one-touch passing all the time. And he's just like, it took him a while. No, maybe I wouldn't say a while. It took him maybe like 1 session, and then he'd have it, and then I'd change him around, put him in different places. And sure, after a couple of months, then it's like, right, I stood him up and had him as main, and we'd do like a pre-rehearsed thing. That's how we went viral with these pre-rehearsed little passing and moves, like Arsenal on a ticky-tacky, where I'd pass and move, and then at the end he'd shoot it in the goal, like, and sometimes it'd take a while to get, and then we score, and sure, it's just the joy of scoring a goal and seeing him scoring a goal, like, and we'd do a big mad celebration, and you know, it just became addictive. Do you know what I mean? It's not better. Like, I you know, they say, I don't know, like, you score a winning goal and it's great. You know, I played this last season. We won the cup, or won the league and cup. I finished top goal scorer in the whole of the Wexford League. But seeing him score goals gives me more joy. And even having another young lad coming up now, Ashton, he's only 6. No pity I hadn't been able to give him the same amount of time, you know, due to, you know, we're back working and all again. But like, he's flying it at the moment as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it really. We just started off, as I said, with just shooting, plenty of shooting, as I'm a striker, and then went into one-touch passing, and then we went into passing and moving, and then like I was just getting stuff off Instagram and like having a look at stuff, and then I put my own twist on it. But what I always did, like, and I found it worked really well with Mace, is like we do drills, but always at the end of a drill, there would always be a shot on goal. So like we might be doing sprinting in and out of cones, dribbling, but then there was always a shot on goal. Do you know what I mean? And it just seemed to take on it, and I usually got once we went viral. Companies were wanting to send us out stuff, so we got these targets, and we went from putting like little cones, dribbling cones, and then we get proper targets and we're putting them on the goal, like, and he'd be running around with things, and the next minute he'd roll one back, bang, he'd smash it in the top corner, like we'd be running around hugging each other. And, you know, I think he found it more exciting when he had to take a shot at the end of it, you know, where sometimes it could be boring, you know, just doing the same drills over and over again.
Yeah, I hear you. The kids love to end in a shot, whatever they're doing. So you hit the nail on the head there with that one. I'm going to open up the floor to the panel. But before I do, I was just going to say, I had a quick look at your page, or your son's page, and I just want to say you live on the quietest road in Ireland, because your drills always go, if I'm not mistaken, out your drive onto the road, and that's where the goal is, and that's where he makes the shot.
So like you come into it, like a house and estate, was that what you call it in England? Like a house and estate, and then it kind of veers off to one side, like, and we kind of live in a row where they're kind of like holiday homes, like, so not many people live on my row. You know what I mean? The second home for people. So like I know, and we can kind of hear, like, so to say, the corner is about 100 yards away from us. So like when the car comes, like we stop. And we just, you know, we look out like people have said that to me all the time. It's like, oh, he's going to get run over, but trust me, he's never in danger.
No, it's the quietest road. I looked at a lot of your videos. There's no movement going on whatsoever, so it's all good.
No, a couple of times go by now, and cars are going, we'd ping a shot now, and the car might get smacked, but like they know us so well now, like it's just, you know, it's grand.
It's only Danny and his son. That's
that's it. Yeah. That's all.
Quality.
I see. Is it all right for me to take this mantle? Okay. Look, Danny, I'm enjoying this, and it's often very rare. I sit back and lean back, but just listening to you is just a pleasure. My first question for you would be, what type of player is your boy? I just want to know. Is he sorry, I want to bundle actually. Sorry, Danny, I couldn't help myself. What type of player is your boy, and what type of player, should he make it, do you see him becoming?
Well, like I was a striker, right? So maybe I'm a bit biased to that. So as we're growing up, as he started his career, like he's always played up front. You know, he's been always taking, like, his right foot to sticks in the back of the net. So I played him as a striker. His goal record speaks for himself. You know what I mean? For a chap that's only turned 9, I think he has maybe 300 or 400 goals already. Like. But the more he plays now, people have seen him maybe as a 10. But like he plays as a striker, but like he hates losing. So he spends a lot of times in the backs, chasing back, winning balls. You know, he's an all-rounder. He can play anywhere if he wants. I'd say if he wanted to put his mind to it, he could play any position. He's even actually good in goalkeeper. So, and I'm not even joking. If he can play. People are telling me that he. So someone only commented the other day. They were saying, "Oh, another Declan Rice," and like I don't know how people see these, like why they think that. Like I just see him as a striker because he scores goals, but by people watching the videos, they see him, oh, he's going to be some winger, or he's going to be some centre fielder, or he's going to be some this, and that's the beauty of football. I guess everyone has opinions, but like my eyes, I think he's going to be, you know, definitely going to be a striker. Just the way, like even heading the ball, he's not even meant to be heading the ball, but he scores headers. He scores every type of goal: volleys, headers, left foot, right foot. You know, and what makes him so good is a lot of people said it to me after we won the Mini World Cup this year. Our team, like, he would be the best player on the team by a good bit, and he was the team rely on him to score goals. But what he did in the tournament, what really made people stand up and watch was that he tried to get all his teammates a goal. So like he might run the pitch, and it could be one of the best goals you'd ever see. Like he's after doing this, he's chipping by all these lads. The keeper comes out, instead of just slotting it in the back of the net, he rolls it across to his teammate scores. Do you know what I mean? And
Class.
people couldn't believe why he would do that. Do you know?
That's class.
So,
I love that, and also for me, it speaks of it speaks about you and how you've raised your boy. Because one of my kind of people who know me well in the scene know that I talk about intelligence, but also I talk about it and try and remind people that it is a team game. Too often, I do feel like some parents, especially in the UK, is all about their boy. I don't mind it being all about your boy, but it can't be all about your boy or daughter to the detriment of the team. That's something that is a line that is always kind of difficult to balance. And I know, no doubt, OC will agree in his managerial career, and Andrew, both who's been doing coaching, there is a thin line between love and hate. So the fact that your boy is doing that at such a young age means that you brought him up the right way, and I want to commend you for that. I had a number of other questions, so many, but I'll ask two of them together. So you, as it happened to me, my son was playing this kind of what Ade calls hip hip hooray football, and then my son went to a club called Finesse, and my eyes got opened. I was like, bloody hell, they're doing Iniestas, they're doing Maradonas, they're doing step overs, they can flip the ball over your head. I didn't think that could happen. I thought they could just quickly run towards the ball and toe punt it. So you saw the standard of the UK, you've gone back home. I want to know, are you afraid that your son could get left behind based on what you saw and what you experienced when you were here about a year ago? And also, what is the opportunities in terms of academies and stuff?
yeah, well, I always, sometimes I do. I would be thinking, yeah, I do, like, because when he was 4 and 5 and 6, I would have said there's no other child anywhere, and I don't care what country, could do the things that he could do. No one, not other. I don't think anyone can show me any video. I know nobody could do what he could do, and that's that age. And then when I went to England, I see it, and I see the level of training that they're constantly getting all the time. Now, I was able to give him that time when that thing we don't talk about was around, like, you know. So I was able to give him that time. Now we're back to a routine where he's in school, I'm in work, and I don't give him that much time. So I train like the local team. So we're training, but like it's not one-to-one basis. Like, so then I'm just thinking in my head, like what I've seen and what I see on Instagram. I see kids getting up before school, doing a one-on-one, going to school. They're doing this is in England now, not in Ireland. Like they're training in school, and they're coming out, they're doing a one-on-one, and then they're going to train. Like they're doing 4 or 5 hours, and I'm thinking, geez, do I need to be doing that much? And then I talk to other people, and then they'll just say, look, if he's good enough, he'll make it. And then I'm like, yeah, well, they're probably right. So, you know, you have your doubts, and you know your mind plays tricks on you. So, but like I am a firm believer then as well. Like, it's saying if you're good enough, you will make it. I know that I was good. I didn't have any training. Like my dad wasn't out playing with me. That's him. My dad's a bad dad or anything, but like that wasn't something they done back in the day. But like I had a chance. So like I know he's better than me from the age I am, or I was, you know, now at this age. So yeah. I definitely think if he keeps going the way he's going, he will get an opportunity. Now, as the other question as about academies, he was asked to join academy. You know, Shamrock Rovers from Ireland. You ever hear of them?
I heard them.
Yeah. He was asked to join them there last year, but like it's a 4-hour round trip, 2 hours up, 2 hours back, 5 days a week. Now that's where he needs to be, but it's just I would have to take him out of school at 2:30, get up there for 4:30, train 5 o'clock, back at 9 o'clock. It's just not viable. Like, so we didn't take up the opportunity. But in Dublin, it's kind of a little bit like London. They're doing the things the right way. They have like under 8s, under 9 competitive. Like they have like you say 10 teams that are top teams, and they're always playing against each other. And then the under 10 teams play in the under 11 league. You know, and you know they're doing it the right way. And then like when you look at it in the under 14 Irish team or under 15 Irish team, most of the players are coming from the Dublin team academies. And that's just my argument to people around Wexford. Like I just say, like you look at the Irish teams, they're both mostly coming from Dublin, or even Cork as well. There's another big place. It's another 4 hour round trip. They're doing the things right the way as well. I was just looking at their one of their Instagram pages, and their under 9s were playing against Arsenal Academy. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like, why are we born, or why are we in Wexford? Like, you know, like, that's the kind of stuff that I want, you know.
Yeah.
I want to be in them things. But so in terms of academies around here, like, I tell you how bad it is. Like, when I was growing up, I was playing county team. I don't know, would you do you have county team in England, or what way does it work? Yeah.
District.
So I was playing county team when I was 2 years up. So I was playing, you know what I mean. Now where we are now, I put Mace forward. Like, I could hand on heart say probably the best under 11 in Wexford, even though he's only 8. But he's not allowed to try out for the team because he was born in 2016, and you have to be born in 2015. So he's not even allowed to try out for the team. Do you know what I mean? That's nice. Like, then you have Max Dowman playing for Arsenal in the Premiership at 15. Do you know? So it makes no sense. Like, but look, these are the way. This is the way society has gone these days. You know, people are afraid of hurting other people's feelings, and it's just, I don't like it, but you just have to get on with it.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I'll save my last question for the end, but no, Danny, thank you, because, you know, it sounds like you've got such a talented, your son is so talented, and for me, one of the things that we always talk about why we set up the podcast is, you know, how do you navigate that space? How do you push right? I mean, I agree with you, a 4-hour round trip at his age is just not realistic. It's impossible to expect him to be doing that. And, you know, and yet still going to school, especially 5 days a week. So, but let's continue. But I do hope down the line there's an opportunity for you to bring him over to the UK. Cough, cough. Maybe, you know, bring him over to where my son is playing before Andrew will obviously try and steal your boy to their local clubs. So we're not having that. So I've already got first dibs. So I'm just letting you know.
Well, you give us a time and date, and we'll do our best to get there. Believe me.
Don't worry.
For a long time.
Yeah, you know what? I tried to get Mace back over, didn't I? Because I'm not coaching anymore. Unfortunately, I miss it. I think about it most days, to be honest. But I did try to get Mace back over, and I think we will get that sorted out sometime soon. I'll have to put a little guest squad together, get him over for a tournament. But you know what? I'm enjoying the pod, and you know what it is? It's because, listen, before I had my children, I always envisioned me having a son that would love football and play football and be better than me. And what I enjoy, because I've been following your account. I followed your account way before I met you, so even on the day, you weren't like, oh yeah, I've got this big account. I didn't actually know until I sort of looked a day or two later. But what I'm hearing is just that father and son, that child father and son bond where you're just connecting through the game. And like, if people look at the Instagram page, there's so much on there. And like, the thing for me, when I saw Mace on the day, this is actually under 17s, and I was like, this boy's a player, yeah. This boy's a player, but the amount of work that you were able to put in with him to get him to that level it's astonishing. So I just wanted to ask a bit more about that particular coaching and how you've actually been able to get him up to that level, because I think left foot, right foot, that technique is really, really, it stands out a lot, I would say. So how regularly were you doing it when you were sort of building up his skill level? And also, how much is he training today? How much are you guys doing together on a weekly basis? But my question was basically, what did that training look like when it was more full time, and what does it look like now in terms of the week? How much is he training, basically?
Oh yeah. So like I said, I think it was 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's nearly an hour a day, nearly every day. Once we were back to work, then I was like, right, couldn't wait to get home from work and set up a drill, and out we went, made a video. Because at this stage, everybody was looking for videos. You know, that's the phone which was always blowing up. he'd look in the message, and then they got this message, oh, hi, this is Fox News, can you send us some videos? And I'm like, what? And they're like, is this real? How do I know this is real? It's kind of like a burner account. And then you send it to them, and all of a sudden then there was a link to the news, and there he was on Fox News. But yeah, so it's nearly an hour a day, nearly every day, for a good while. You know, as I said, it becomes addictive then. You're reading all the comments, and, geez, your son is great, and your son is this, your son is that. And so then like, you're getting the enjoyment of going out and playing with the son. Then you're coming in, you're reading all these things, like, this is great, like, this is the best thing ever. But now as he's playing, sure, as I said, he's playing 10s, 11s and 12s now, so we very rarely train now as a one-on-one. We might train now, like to say, if someone asks us to make a video, or we get sent a product. So we got sent the football mat there not so long ago, so we made a video for a football mat. We've got another product there.
Saw that one.
We're only coming out there now is where these shin pads, so they have GPS in them. So you put the shin pads in, so we're going to use them this weekend now, see what they're like. I'd be actually really interested to see this, because in fairness to Mason, he covers some ground in the matches. Like, he's up and down, like, he never stops. And that's one thing people say about him, is like his fitness levels are just through the roof. Like, so, but like, as again, we're going back to training. He's actually going to be starting boxing now, Monday night. He's going to go do boxing Monday night, and then we have under 9s and under 10s train together. So I train both, and then my other son trains with the under 9s and plays under 10s as well. So he's doing Tuesday night 6 to 7, Wednesday night with the under 11s 6 to 7, and then Thursday night with the under 12s 6 to half 7, and then he has a match then on a Saturday, maybe 2 matches. So he'll have 2 matches this week. This Saturday he'll play under 10s at 10 o'clock, and then probably half 11 he'll play an under 12 game.
Okay. So he's doing 5 days of football a week, 2 days off.
Yeah, and he'll probably be doing boxing Friday night now as well, so it'll be Monday and Friday. Because my idea behind this, I remember when I was growing up, I got a lot of hate. You know, when you're good at something, people tend to pick on you. Do you know what I mean? And I remember going to the games, and the only way people would stop me would be to intimidate me. And sometimes it worked. Most of the time it wouldn't work. You know, I just still put the ball in the back of the net. But like, sometimes it did work. And I always wished that I had took up something like boxing or kickboxing or something like that I knew how to handle myself better. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping now with Mace, because I've seen it like already this season, and I knew it was coming. An under 12 game. They all see him on TikTok. They all see him on Instagram. So they all see him, and it's like, they text him. They don't text him. They text me, and they say, "Oh, I'm playing you the weekend. Can't wait to play you." And I say, "Oh yeah, see you there." Blah blah blah. And then the first game of the under 12s this season, we won 1-0. May scored, but he got hit 3 or 4 times. And when he was on the ground, they were saying, "Oh yeah, put that on your TikTok. Yeah, put that on your TikTok," and all like that. Like, so like, he was getting hate already. Like, he's only 8 years old. Like, you know. Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, get him into the box and let him learn how to look after himself, and then, you know, not to get easily intimidated by bullies, you know what I mean? Because that's such a big account.
Sorry, OC, I was just going to jump in there. Sorry, OC. I was actually going to ask that question. Does he get picked on because of his Instagram and social media fame? And you've kind of answered that. And then I guess the other side of that is, does he get picked on because he's probably one of the best players of his age group or in Ireland? So I guess that happens as well. The only thing I was going to say is, before I hand back to you, OC, is you said he gets compared to Declan Rice. After the boxing, he might get compared to Roy Keane. Just letting you know that. So
no, he's not. Like, wouldn't be like that. No, he does, like, because he's played up so long. He's not shy of a challenge. Like, he won't pull out challenges and stuff like that. It's just, you know, like, as I was playing at the weekend, there was a guy who marked me. Like, he was just constantly in the air, and I just want them to learn how to deal with that through boxing. Like, you know, if someone's saying, "Oh, I'm going to get you, I'm going to get you the next tackle, I want this," and just want them to feel like, well, if you really want to go, like, I'll just knock the head off you if I wanted to, like, not
I could do.
not to boxing to use it, but just to know that he can if he needed to.
Yeah, so he doesn't get intimidated. So it's
exactly.
mate, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. You can say what you want, and then just put the ball in the back of the net, and then there you go.
Yeah, you know what? That's a big one. So over in England, it's football 24/7, and I've mentioned it on previous pods. But the sport is football, and kids will play football 7 days a week. And for my son as well, like I've got him into some self-defense at the moment. He's doing a bit of judo, just because, be it on the pitch or on the street, whilst I'm not telling him he needs to go out and flip people over his back, I think it's a life similar to swimming. I would say it's a life skill that I think a child would need to. They need to know how to handle themselves. So, yeah, I like the idea that you're mixing the boxing in with his football now. And I think a lot of parents should just look at that development a bit more holistically and think, actually, how's my kid developing just in different aspects away from football, as it were. What I'd like to ask is two questions, and they're a bit different. But one, how does Mace sort of interact with the Instagram and the fame? Like, how does he sort of get on with that? What does he think about it? Does he really notice it? And second, it is a different question, but because he's always playing up, not even 1 year up, 2, 3, 4 years up, what is that like for him to play against? Because they must be a lot bigger than him. I'm taking it as well. So how does that impact his game?
It doesn't faze him really. Now, when he first started, very, very, very start, he used to look around and kind of get used to a bit upset. And I just said, just play football. That's all you have to do, like. And that's what he done. And now, look, he gets hit just as much as any other player. He just gets up and gets on with it. He puts the ball in the back of the net and does his job. Now, some of the games, like he played there last year, playing under 11. Was it last year or the year before? I don't think he barely got a touch of the ball, but we won the game 2-1 and he scored both goals. So when he gets a chance, he scores the goals. But he was ineffective for the whole game in terms of, like, they were pushing him off the ball. But once the ball was in front of goal and he got through, the ball was in the back of the net. So that's just something he has. So I don't think it doesn't really faze him who he plays against. No, but having said that as well, when we, as I said, I think I said it there earlier, we play with a team called Starter Soccer from Dublin, so that gives him opportunity to play against the kids at best age, or kids as good as him at his own age level. But he has been playing up with that as well. So we played Shamrock Rovers Academy, class team, class the ball, brilliant team. Now we got 4 goals over a 3-game period, like a 3-time-minute period. But he found it tough, compared to playing at his own level here, like the level was much higher, and he did find it tough, and he was struggling kind of in his head. Like, it was me and Rini's mum were saying, like, come on, and he thought, like, we were saying, like, he needed to improve, like, but we were just trying to encourage him, like, and he was getting a little bit upset about that. But so playing at that level, he kind of realised, how tough it can be, like. But, like, having said that as well, he still, again, put the ball in the back of the net, and that's what he does. Like, I tried to explain to him, like I said, mate, like, playing soccer, like, it's hard, like, it's not going to be easy. Like, you have it easy sometimes here because you're not playing at the level you need to play, but, like, it's going to be hard. Like, players are going to be just as good as you, defenders are going to be as fast as you. But one thing they're not going to be able to do is keep you quiet for 90 minutes. And if you put the ball in the back of it 1 or 2 or 3 times, that's all you need to do. And don't be getting frustrated, I say to him. Like, but it's hard for him not to be frustrated when he's used to just waltzing in and out of players. But now he's playing, he's going up to playing in the under 10s, the best under 10s in Ireland. So obviously they're going to be good. You know what I mean? He's not going to be able to waltz around them or stuff like that, and they're going to get the ball off him, and they're going to be more physical than him. But can they stop him in the whole? No, they can't. He just proves it. Like, he just time and time again, he just come up with a goal out of nowhere, like, and that's what he does.
Yeah. That's good. It's good you've trained him well. And sorry. How does he get on with the Instagram and that? Does it get to his head?
It doesn't really. He does. It's funny. Like, he could be on holidays and people are afraid they'd recognise him and they'd see him. And it's like in the one tournament, loads of people seen him and recognised me and him, and then they waited till we got home and we were like, "Oh, we seen you at the one tournament." We were like, I was like, "When did you come to say hello? Like, we're nobody. Do you know what I mean? We're actually nobody. Like, just like having followers means nothing. Actually, nothing. Like, you know what I mean?" And I was like, "Why don't you just come up and talk to us?" Like, but like, he's in, what is he now? He's in second class. So since he's been in, say, it's like you have junior infant, senior, and say since he's been in senior infants, then it goes first class, second class, third class, fourth class, fifth class, sixth class. And then he has sixth class kids saying, "Oh, Mace, there's Mace, there's Mace," like where they wouldn't want to associate with any other, you know what I mean? But he's hanging around with sixth class kids and they're all saying, "Oh, there's Mace, there's Mace, there's Mace." And he's just like, you know, he kind of acts all shy, like, but like he doesn't really know, like, he kind of understands, but he doesn't really understand, like, what kind of like, you know, the followers and stuff like that, the publicity that he's had, like he just takes it all in his stride, like. But he finds it funny, like, that people say hello to him, and or when, like, it was funny actually, we were heading to the airport there and we were in the toilet and 3 13-year-olds came up and said, "Sorry, can we get a picture with you?" And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, this makes the age, can we get a picture with you?" And we're standing in the toilet and he's getting a picture of 3 13-year-olds, and then they tag him on Instagram, like, and then I just reposted, like, or reshared on the story, like. But it's funny, and like it had, like, I think there was like a 42-seater bus, and they'd all gathered around him, like, at the deli, and they're like, "Oh, it's Messi," and then the parents were coming over to see what was going on, like they thought it was some famous person, like, and it was just me and him, like.
Not yet.
No, yeah, not yet. Like, as I said, they're followers to me and him, like, doesn't make any difference, like. Like, it's good, it's nice to have, like, but you don't get nothing from it, like, realistically. You get people send you stuff and stuff like that, but like, it's not always made out to be or anything like that. Well, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. I'll pass on to one of you guys.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I like that that's your attitude first and foremost, and I think that then rubs off on Mason in the sense that it is what it is. It's its own thing. It's grown. It's great. It's popular. But the main goal is football for you. But how I wanted to find out a bit more about Mason, and how is he in school? Is he middle? Is he top? Is he below? What is he like at home? What's the dynamic there?
Look, I laugh at this because someone said it to me ago about what he's like. We have like, I like darts, I like pool, I like all the things. So he plays them as well. So everything he does, he's good at. And someone commented on one of the jokes, he's one of them little that's good at everything. You know,
that's
what I mean?
My mate. That is, he was a pro, and he's exactly like that. So Mason's good company.
Whatever he puts his hand in, he nearly got his first 180 there the other day. Well, not the other while back. He's good at pool. He's good at football. He's good at hurling. You know, he's good at golf. He's hitting the ball 120 yards at golf and the drive.
Jeez.
But that's the funny thing. Then in school, that we got a letter home and saying that, like, his teachers going around handing out the works, maths to do maths, and by the time she said there's 20 kids in the class, so she hands Mason out. Mason might be sitting at the front, so she hands out his sheet, then goes around and hands everybody else's sheet, and by the time she's got around, he's already finished.
Brilliant.
And like, the teacher thought he might have some kind of I don't know, I think it called it something like Asperger's or something, where his brain works from other things. Now it does, like, my wife was kind of worried about it or something, like, but like, I think it's because he plays darts and I play 501 with him, so like, if he's going in hitting treble 17, he knows what 317s are, he knows what he knows the dartboard. So if he's doing 5 plus 2, like, he knows what 5 plus 2, you know, he knows what 317.
He's got the math.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So he just has it. So I'm just trying to tell her it's just that, like, because, you know, but then he's doing so well in all these subjects that
just a clever boy. Could just be.
They wanted to send him to like a summer school where he goes up to like a college and thing, and I was like, nah, it's grand, because we're taking up soccer time. But he just, as I imagine, one of them kids is just good at it. He hates losing. Like, There in school, one of the kids were able to do joint writing, and he came over. He just came home and started trying to do joint writing because he said because the other kid was able to do it. And I was like, yeah, like mate, you're able to do so many things the kids can't do. Like just because he can do joint writing doesn't mean you can do joint writing. And there he was at home just trying to do it because the other kid can do it. Like, and that's the way he is. Like,
he's a great learner by the sounds of it, and he has the appetite to learn and the right aptitude. So that's brilliant. And that will help him in life and obviously help him in sports if it's not football or if it is football. So that's brilliant. I just want to ask, what's he like in the home? Because you said you've got other children. He is Instagram famous. He's a football star. You've spent a lot of time with him. What's the dynamic like there?
Mammy's boy. Out and out mammy's boy.
Mummy's boy.
100%. 120. I could go to the end of the earth from him, and he's still mammy's boy.
You sound a bit sore by that, Danny.
It's pretty big. I'm like doing it all the time, and then just come in and just straight to mum. That's it.
So I'm sore, Danny. I'm sore. So I feel your pain, mate. I feel your pain. Don't worry.
Guys, you've got to remember, they were in their mum's stomach before they could even see, think, breathe. Right, so there's a bond there that we cannot touch. Okay, so as much as we bring football, the gift of football, there is a bond there for all children that we have to work on. It's instinctive for them. So just bear that in mind when you beat yourself up.
I know. I look, I've accepted it now at this stage. Like, it's just you know what I mean. You just think it would, like, it doesn't really matter like how much time you spend with him. Like, it just once it's home, it's just mammy, and that's it.
I hear you. No, I hear you. That's brilliant. So if he said one day, Dad, Dad, I don't want to play football anymore, what would you do?
Look, he'd be gutted, wouldn't he? So what can you do either? Like, you could be saying to him, like, I always tell him like how good he is and what he has, like, and like it's up to him at the end of the day. There's only so much me and his mum can do for him, like, so like he has the tools in my eyes to be one of the best that ever came out of this country. But like, and in fairness, he does have the attitude as well, but like, can he continue on? Because sometimes he does get a little bit of anxiety over things, you know, as he's played up in the higher levels, like when things are not going his way. But I think that's because he doesn't understand, you know, because he has it so easy, and not so easy, like, because he's still playing under 12s, like he's getting kicked around the place, like, but I don't think he understands, like, because why it's getting harder at that level, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but you know, knowing what he has and what he's capable of, I'd hope that he would stick at it. But sure, if he doesn't, like, it's his life at the end of the day, and no matter what I do, it's up to him, really. Like, you know.
Brilliant.
But I know I've given him the tools to get there. Now I'm not going to say now it's up to him because he's still only a baby. Like, but I can still try my best to guide him as best I can. But sure, if it comes to an age where he says, I don't want to, I'll be good at it, but what can you do?
It sounds like you'll be getting a darts board out and putting out on Instagram, and he'll be doing 180s. And
so look, that's what, look, I think as well, having said that, if he puts his mind to it, he could, as I said, he's hitting the golf ball at 120, 150 yards.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't practice golf, but he's still able to do it, you know? He's just natural at everything. Whatever he does, he just wants to be the best at what he does. So if it's not football, it might be something else. When it's not any sport, it'll probably be, you know, a lot smarter than I am, anyway.
Oh, mathematician. Let's not forget the math.
But sure, it's every sport or every subject he's doing well at the moment. So long may it last. He has this thing. I mean, one thing he has, and I don't know where he gets it from, but like if you go through the page, I think one of the videos there, it's like top 10 skills. Like some of the skills that he does, like I can't even do. Like he has this ability that, like, when I show him the skill, that he's able to break it down and do it. Or like I'm trying to figure out how he's even doing it. Like I'm just taking him off. I'm going through Instagram, going through the feeds, and looking at all these these top creators, and I'm just saving the videos. I'm showing him the video. Like, I don't actually show him the skill because I can't do the skill myself.
Yeah.
Because it's so difficult. And then he's looking at it and he breaks it down in his mind. And within within 20 minutes, he has the skill. He done one skill there. I think if you could look at it there when you get time, I think it's the third skill in where he just puts his one foot over and he moves the ball with his foot and it goes one way, and then he brings it back with his foot, and it looks like something out of Matrix.
I've seen it.
I don't even know how he does it.
Yeah, I saw it. I actually Well, he's a great learner. He's a visual learner as well. So that's brilliant, and that will help him in football. And if he can imitate or mimic and copy all the skills in the world, that's great. And it sounds like he's got a great brain, so his football IQ should be up there. But I'm going to hand over to Deji. Maybe you'll get a bundle, maybe you won't.
I mean, look, one thing I have to do on this show is be my authentic self. So, Danny, you're definitely going to get a bundle. Danny, look, I'm listening to you. I'm thinking about what it must like to be you, because your son is a gift. And to be able to do all those things as a parent, it must just fill you so much pride and joy. The question I have is more of a kind of, I don't want to say a global question, but I want to know about your view on the state of football, Irish football. What you've seen from the gram, what you've seen from coming over to England. Are things going in the right direction, or are you feeling like, look, the Irish League, Shamrock Rovers? I think we've got there's so many teams. Is the standard high enough for your boy, or you're gonna at one stage gonna have to move abroad?
I think if we were living in Dublin, we'd be doing just fine. Dublin or Cork seem to be doing the right way. Seem to be all constantly tournaments, different areas, different teams. I'd say maybe the same 12 teams, different tournaments. We'd have a tournament one week for talk's sake, and then they'd have a tournament. There seem to be constantly tournaments. And as I said, I've seen Shamrock Rovers. I think the under 8s were over in Liverpool playing Liverpool's academy the other day. So I think they're doing it the right way in Dublin. They're doing 5 days a week. But as for the rest of the country, did you watch the Irish national team? When we were getting beaten by Armenia. It's just, we're so far behind. I think they're trying to do things, I don't know, by the book or something. I don't know what way. It's just, I think it's gone. Like, I remember when I was growing up, it was under 10s, we were playing 11-a-side, and now you're gone down to, now it's 5-a-side for the under 9s or whatever. Like, I don't mind that, and but we were playing on the big pitch when we were 7 and 8, playing 11-a-side, and then who decided then that was wrong, and that you had to play 5-a-side? And I don't understand why it all changed. But to answer your question, no, if I won the lotto, I'd be gone. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people have said to me that that now that he's turning 9, that he might get clubs saying, well, we'll do this for you if you move over. Well, I haven't got any messages yet anyway, so I think they might be lying. But now, I did get a message there last year from a so-called Man City scout, and it just said, hi Mason, your hard work hasn't gone unnoticed. And I was like, oh geez, thanks for the message, and that's all it said. So I was like, what? Like, can you not elaborate on that? Like, why text me and say your hard work hasn't gone unnoticed? What else do you want to say? But if it gives the opportunity, yeah, we'd be gone. We'd be definitely gone, because everyone says that he'd be in he'd have actually, who was it? I think it was someone off West Ham and someone off Palace and Sunderland text on the Instagram. There's a scout or something, man, that said they'd sign him straight away, so. And then you have people commenting saying, oh, get him into the academy, or he'd have his choice of academy. So if I had the ways and means, the beans and the powers to be, I'd be over in England, 100%.
So, sorry, Dej, I know you had a bundle.
That's cool.
This was the question I was going to ask you, Danny. So if the opportunity came, you would jump at it. But there's obviously financial implications, logistical implications of moving to the UK.
Yeah.
You've mapped out your son's journey thus far. What does the next step look like, or what do the next steps look like for you? Because Shamrock seems to be a 4-hour round trip away. Going into Cork, I think you said, was far as well. So what do you have the power to control in terms of Mason being signed and becoming a professional footballer? And how far are you prepared to go?
I don't really have any control, really, but you just have to rely on faith and ability. And I know that the local team now, Wexford FC, where we are from, there's talks of being like a pre-academy. Like, there has to be, like, it has to start to come into this area, like, where there is a pre-academy for elite kids to be able to go and train and play against each other. Next year, he will be able to play county, so to speak. Yeah. So, and he will be on it 100%, like, so. But, like, you know, Kevin Doyle, who played for Reading.
Yeah, striker.
Striker. I grew up, well, he was a little bit older than me, but I played against him a couple of times. And the Wexford FC. And now they're linked to Reading. So at 14, you go to League of Ireland. So the Wexford FC are League of Ireland team. So when it comes to that age, if you're still wanting to play football and serious about it, there is a pathway there now with the link to Reading. I've just seen an Instagram post where 2 of the kids are over on trial. 2 under 17s on trial at Reading at the moment. So there is a pathway there. It's a little bit longer than it would be in England, I suppose, where they're getting the opportunities. I see him 52-seaters going off to play out of academies, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, this is mental. Bringing them into the stadiums and having your suit on and signing the contracts. And actually, one of the kids who stood out in the tournament over there, Cody's his name, is centre back. He signed for Arsenal. He was playing that one tournament, and you could tell by watching him in that tournament, he was top class. I've been following his journey since, and he reminds everyone of Tony Adams. He's really good. Yeah.
So brilliant. And I guess we've seen, we had a guest on who's a former phase lead at Millwall and now an agent, and he mentioned the fact that Ireland are still in Europe, and the European passport opens up a doorway, a pathway for boys and girls, I guess boys, to leave Ireland at 16. So I know Arsenal, I think, have signed one. I think Spurs are signing is it Mielsa, a striker?
Mason Malia,
yeah. And I guess that's another pathway, another opportunity that would be available.
You can't sign for, well, maybe you can pre-sign, but you can't sign for an English team till you're 18.
Okay.
But I've seen a few kids now. One of the kids, Oisin McDonough is his name, played for Wexford. I think he was up in Dublin for a while. His parents drove him up and down. See, where I live, we are kind of like down the bottom of Wexford. Okay, so for me to get, say, to the top of Wexford is an hour. So if I had maybe lived in the north of Wexford, then I'm only an hour away from Dublin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it would have been easier to commute up and down. But if we were down at the bottom, so it takes me an hour just to get to the top, and then you're going on to the so on to the next counties.
So it sounds like you might need, as part of Mason's contract, a relocation package, is what we're saying to these academies.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about your dad. But that Oisin McDonough, he's after signing for Vicenza in Italy. I went out. Yeah, so he's 16-year-old Irish kid. He's after signing for Vicenza in Italy, and now he's playing for Ireland as well. Like, so, there is, I think, Europe has opened their eyes to the Irish market because they see potential. They can make a bit of money on the kids. Like Irish players that are even not that good are going for 30-40 million. You know, so I think now at this stage that the European teams are taking note at the Irish academies and trying to take their top talent out there before they go over to England, because of the rule that you can't sign with an England team till you're 18 unless you move over there.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? And I think it will improve, back to Deji's question, the standard of Irish football. I think what would help is if you guys called it football, not soccer. Just saying. But
I do call it football.
no, I'm joking. It's fine. You got Troy Parrott, who's obviously I think RZ in Holland and Netherlands as well. So there are Irish players that are making their way in Europe, and I think there'll be tons more. But it's good that there's a pathway and that you can see pathways for Mason, because I was fearing that unless someone came in and relocated your whole family, that it may be a struggle to get this talented boy into an academy. But what I will say is he's a clever lad. So it sounds like you need to start teaching him Spanish, French and Italian rather soon.
These AI things now, I think you can learn. I think he was doing that. We actually had a Spanish kid came over for a year, then I moved over here for a year to see what it was like to live the culture. And he played with the kid played in goal for us, and then we went back. But like he was great with his feet, and like, he was so important for us. We won the league title under 11s last year, and the boys were able to play the ball back to him, and like he was unpressable. Like that, they'd run in him and he'd just walk around him and play the ball out. You know the difference in the culture. So he actually texted me the other night and said he misses being over here in Ireland, but and said if you want to, we can go over and visit. So they offered us to come over and stay in Malaga. So we might take them up on the offer.
Well, do it. It's going to be winter here soon, so get it done.
Yeah, it'd be nice, alright.
Listen, Danny, I'm not sure if the panel have got any more questions. I see. Okay, no more questions from us. So, Danny, it's been a pleasure. It's been great to hear about your journey, Mason's journey, and just the humbleness I really appreciate of, especially the Instagram fame and the attention your son's got for his talent. It sounds like he's got both feet on the ground still, and is just happy to play football and happy to progress and happy to play up and just taking it all in his stride, like you said, which is great. And I think he will get to where he needs to get to in the time that he needs to get there, if I'm honest, because the cream rises to the top.
But that's something you just have to believe in, I guess, for the lack of opportunities that are around that. Like everyone always says, if you're good enough, you will make it. So you just got to believe in that, I guess. You know what I mean? We would love to be in England with all you guys and seeing all the facilities you have, all the tournaments. But look, we're not. We're here, and we just get on with it, and we can see where we can get.
Honestly, he'll get there. He'll get there. I mean, I think we've spoken on this show before about how important is Instagram. And I think we've got a show called Instagram Famous. And we talk about what benefits children get from having an Instagram account. And I think there's a clear case here that you've got a talent on your hands and he is now a global name. And that can only help, right? Yeah. And we don't know what the next step is yet, but you've been contacted by Man City, West Ham, whoever. But they won't be the only ones taking notice. And what we know from being in this space and what we've heard, scouts scout on Instagram for sure. That is a real thing. So if he's showing this potential, if he's scoring all of these goals, left foot, right foot, and all this ability and his work rate, he's got a lot of things going for him. And this podcast hopefully will open people's eyes and ears to even more about Mason's intellect, his IQ, his hunger, his desires, his teamwork, setting every player in his team up, his down-to-earth nature, his parents' down-to-earth nature. I think there'll be some phone calls soon. And if they are, what we didn't do at the start of this podcast is that we take 10% as his agent.
None of that bothers me, you know what I mean? As I said, people always say to me, and geez, you have this, you have that. And I said, listen to me, man. Your son plays for Arsenal, your son plays for City. I'd rather you have all the followers and I'd be in your position and swap you any day of the week.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. But listen, Danny, it's been great. And listen, when Mason wakes up in the morning, tell him he's on a podcast. We've spoken highly about him and he should listen to it as well. Before you go, though, we have our standard question that we need to ask you. But before we ask this question, you have to help us with the answer, right? So the question is, if you could help us get one person on this podcast, who would it be?
Jesus. Just sort of struck me there.
If you can't think now, no problem. You just see up.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely hit somebody up. Yeah, I definitely could think of somebody. Just kind of caught me on the spot now.
No worries. That's what we like to do. It's fine. If you can't think of anyone, we'll double back with OC and we'll get that person.
Yeah, definitely try to think of somebody to. Because I know my views on football. I know a couple of people who have different views to the way I look at it. Because the guy win at all costs, where other people are more about the development. You know what I mean? Where I when I enter a tournament, I'm enter to win it. Where some people don't like that, but that way I look at football. That's just me. Did you
say win at all cost?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm going to correct you there.
That's just me.
It's ball at all cost. That's what it is. And Ade, who's not on, is our most. We said this today to Deji, is our most ball at all cost member. So he's with you, and we all are to a certain degree, and we get it. So yeah, if you can get anybody, listen. We like all opinions on here. We've got many shows, and we're going to have many more, and we'll discuss whatever with whomever, as long as it's to do with grassroots football and football in general. So whoever you can think of, let's get them on.
Yeah, 100%.
So brilliant. So listen, Danny, thank you very much, guys. If you've made it this far, you've been treated to an explosive, a brilliant episode, international episode, father and son duo, Instagram famous, TikTok famous, and football famous. The next star out of Ireland. You heard it here first. Mason O'Reilly.
His dad.
and his dad. Number one fan, and we are his agents. Get at us in the comments if you think otherwise. No, listen. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications. Please leave a comment. If you're listening on the audio feed, you know what to do. A like and a review. We have been Ball at All Cost. He's been Daniel O'Reilly speaking about his son Mason O'Reilly. And we are out.
Cheers, man.